Welcome back to another Beach Point Kids Friday Funday Variety Show. Welcome back to another Beach Point Kids Friday Funday Variety Show. Each Friday, we've got a show filled with wacky, crazy silliness, all recorded for you. Today is all about friendship, all about besties. You know, the mac to your cheese, the peanut butter to your jelly, the salt to your pepper, the spaghetti to your chili.
What?
Okay, maybe not that last one, but we are talking about friends. What God says about them, and how to love and care for them better. I thought we could start this episode out with a game involving my best friend, Mr. Alex. Are you ready? Here we go. Hey friends, I'm here with my best friend, Mr. Alex, and we are going to play a game called Know Your Friend. So there's gonna be some questions that you're gonna have to come up with the answer to, all about me. Woo-hoo-hoo. All of my favorite things, and we're gonna see how many he gets right. For everyone that you get right, you get a point. And then later in this episode, we're gonna flip the script and it's gonna be all about Mr. Alex, and I'm gonna have to guess all his favorites. The person who gets the most amount of points wins. The person who loses gets a punishment. Woo! The very first thing about me is, what is my favorite color? We can't cheat and look at each other's papers. What's my favorite color? I'm gonna write my real answer down and he's gonna write an answer down, and then we're gonna compare. Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
Very first question of Know Your Friend. My favorite color is blue.
Blue.
Oh, okay, good. You got that. All right. I'll say it first before you show your answer. My favorite restaurant is Green Tomato Grill.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I put Mama D's in Newport Beach.
That's a second.
Which is
that's
like,
a good second.
I would say more often than not, she says is her favorite restaurant.
I mean, Mama D's is like a solid answer. But if somebody were to ask me off the top of my head, Green Tomato Grill, today I guess would be my favorite restaurant. All right, next question. My favorite season is... Do I even know my favorite season? I better pick one. My favorite season is fall.
Fall.
Oh, there's a point. Okay, next question. My least favorite chore is...
All of them.
You wouldn't be wrong. My least favorite chore, it'd probably be the dishes.
Dishes and or killing spiders.
If killing spiders was a chore, that would be my least favorite chore to do. Okay, next one. If I could travel anywhere in the whole world, he's already writing it down. Where would it be? And the answer to that would be Scotland.
That's
good job.
Really horrible writing.
Stick around. In a little bit, we're gonna go to Mr. Alex. Moses and Aaron. The friendship of Moses and Aaron is one of the greatest examples of two friends working together to do something great. Moses was a great leader who was also afraid to speak in public. He was afraid to approach Pharaoh because of a stutter he had. God appointed Pharaoh to go with Moses, to speak for Moses in a time where Moses was afraid. Aaron gladly agreed and supported his bestie Moses. Together they changed the world, and God used their friendship to help set the Israelites free. Together, Moses and Aaron accomplished one of the most glorious rescues in all of history, and all because they were willing to work together to accomplish God's will. David and Jonathan. Of all the friendships in the Bible, David and Jonathan stands out the most. 1 Samuel 18 says, as soon as he had finished speaking to Saul, the soul of Jonathan was knit to the soul of David, and Jonathan loved him as his own soul.
Aww.
This is the very definition of friendship, to love another person as you love yourself. Jonathan was loyal to David. He warned David of King Saul's plan to kill David and helped David escape to safety. David and Jonathan were the true definition of besties. They weren't afraid to share their feelings and supported each other until the very end. Elijah with a J and Elijah with a S. Elijah with a J and Elijah with an S were friends with almost the same name. Almost. Elijah with a J was the well-known prophet of Israel. He was the man who called down fire from heaven, beating the prophets of Baal, and the man who caused a drought in Israel for 3 years through prayer. God sent Elijah with a J, a friend, to help him carry out his work. God sent Elijah with a J, a friend and eventual successor, Elijah with an S. In 2 Kings 2:2, Elijah with an S exclaims, as the Lord lives and as you live yourself, I will not leave you. Elijah with an S was absolutely devoted to his friend, to his mentor. He stuck with Elijah with a J and learned from him. True friends are devoted to one another and learn from one another. Ruth and Naomi. The story of Naomi and her daughter-in-law Ruth is one of friendship found in an unlikely place. Ruth married to one of Naomi's sons, and years later that son died. Ruth stayed and lived with Naomi. Ruth even pledged her life to Naomi. In Ruth chapter 1, verses 16 and 17, she says, don't urge me to leave you to turn back from you. Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Ruth refused to let Naomi be completely alone. She traveled with her to Bethlehem and helped her to survive by gathering food. This friendship shows us the value of loyalty, of unconditional love, and self-sacrifice. Ruth didn't hesitate to give when Naomi was in need. This is the kind of action that creates the strongest friendships and gives us a sense of security. We know that when we're in trouble, someone will be there for us. Paul and Silas. Paul and Silas were true friends. They were friends who wanted to serve God and told God's story of love to others. But people didn't like that story. They were mad at Paul and Silas and ended up being put in prison. But Paul and Silas weren't afraid in prison because they knew and trusted God. They worshiped him together and God freed them from prison with a giant earthquake. You'd think, escape, Paul! Hurry, Silas! But they actually stayed to share the love of God with the prison guard. It wasn't always easy, but they really wanted people to know that God loved them. True friends challenge one another to tell other people about God's love. True friends point each other back to God and tell each other about God's love for them in hard times.
All right, now it is my turn. Or I should say, Miss Jackie's turn to answer questions about me.
It's all about you.
It's all about me. And the first question for me is, what is my favorite color? My very favorite.
Okay, you have to say it. I already wrote it.
It's green. All right, what is my favorite restaurant?
Okay.
It is In-N-Out.
Yeah! I almost wrote down Chick-fil-A because Mr. Alex is like obsessed with In-N-Out and Chick-fil-A, and I didn't know which one to pick, but clearly I picked the right one. Okay.
What is my favorite season?
Ooh, this is rough. Do you even know your favorite season?
I do.
Okay, I'm going with fall.
That's not the right answer.
What's the right answer?
Spring is my favorite.
What?
Season. Spring's always been my favorite season. Everything
You
is
learn new things every day.
It's green. It rains the most here in California in the spring.
Okay,
so
that actually makes a lot of sense. He does like the rain a lot.
Love the spring. My least favorite chore is what? It is dishes.
I thought for a second it might be laundry.
Look, no one really likes doing chores. So,
All right.
if I could travel anywhere right now, where would I travel? Hint, hint. I think that Miss Jackie picked the same thing. It is Scotland, because it's an amazing country, and we're itching to go back.
All right. It's a tie. So what's going to happen is you're going to have to wait to see who wins our tiebreaker and who gets a punishment. Okay. Hang out right there. We'll be back in a little bit.
Some of the things that I love about my best friend are that she's so nice and she's so funny and we never run out of things to talk about. She's also always there for me whenever I'm feeling sad, and she always knows just how to cheer me up.
What I love about my best friend is hanging out and spending time with her, doing things that we enjoy together. That's what I love about my best friend.
I love that my best friend is there for me always. Always there, no matter what's going on, no matter how I'm feeling. My best friend is there for me and there for me to talk to, and she listens to me, and she's just awesome. That's what I love about my best friend.
What I love about my best friend is that he's there for me through the good times and the bad ones. He's there to support me, to encourage me, to listen to me, to help me, to have fun with me, and to just be by my side through all the seasons of life, no matter what. That's what I love about my best friend.
What do I like about my best friend? I actually have lots of best friends. What I love about having a best friends is that I can call them anytime. We laugh together. We sometimes cry together. We plan fun things together. We pray together. Having a best friend means, though, that I need to make sure that they know that I love them too, by my kind words, by my spending time with them. But most of all, I guess I say that my best friend is Jesus. He's my best friend because he's always with me. He always loves me. And when I'm confused or afraid and need help, I know he'll help me because he's always with me. I love my best friends.
What makes a good friend? That's somebody you can talk to when you go through hard times in life, that will be by your side. You can talk to them about anything that's happening in your life, and they'll be there to support you no matter what.
What I like about my best friends is that they're funny, loving, caring, and I can always count on them.
What I love about my best friend is that they're always encouraging. They're always uplifting me and pushing me to do my best. They don't put me down so they can be better than me. They're always trying to find the positive aspects of a situation and make sure that I'm pushing myself to the maximum ability of my skills.
There's a lot of reasons I love her, but a few that come to mind are, one, she is so fun. She is always down to make little things an adventure, and she isn't afraid to be silly or goofy, and she just makes life fun. Second, I love the way that she is so thoughtful. She is always thinking about her relationship with God and how to show the love of Jesus to those around her, and it makes me want to do the same. It makes me want to read my Bible and look to ways to better love the people that are in my life and the world, and how I can honor and show how much I love the Lord in all that I do. And I'm very thankful for her for that.
My best friend and I like to go on bike rides together and hiking. We like adventures, and she makes me laugh.
One thing I love about my best friend is that she's my sister. We have been best friends since we were babies. We have celebrated so many fun, awesome times together, but we've also supported each other through those hard times. We may not hang out a lot, we may not talk every day, but we are there for each other. I support her, she supports me, and that strong relationship is what makes great best friends.
I have had this one friend for over 40 years. Now that's longer. That's before some of your parents were even born. And so we've had lots of fun together, made lots of good memories, and had good times. And you know what? We've cried together. We've laughed together. But the good thing about my friend is I can always be myself. I can be silly or I can be sad with her. If I have something embarrassing happen to me and I want to talk about it, I can call this friend. If I have important questions, like even questions about God, I know I can ask her anything. I know that this friend loves and follows Jesus and what he teaches in the Bible. I know she will pray for me, and she will ask God to help her give me good ideas or good advice. Now, we don't always agree. We've even been mad at each other sometimes during these years. But the important thing is, we always love each other. Like Jesus said in the book of John and many other places in the Bible, to love one another. And I will always love my best friend.
All right, friends. So last we left it, Alex and I tied for the Know Your Friend game. And we're here to do a tiebreaker, and one of us is gonna get a pie in our face as our punishment. So I came up with the tiebreaker question, and we're not gonna write anything down. We're just gonna use our words to answer the tiebreaker question, okay? Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tiebreaker question is, will you let me take the pie in the face instead of you?
Why would you want to do that?
Well, because you're my best friend and I love you, and I know you don't really like pie or whipped cream or anything that goes with that. And I just figured that maybe I would take it this time.
Well, it is being a really good friend, so I do appreciate it. Because I really, really don't like whipped cream. So, you know what, I'm going to probably have to take you up on that offer.
Okay, sounds good. All right. I really did not expect that to happen. Can you imagine for a moment if Robin were to get into trouble and Batman chose not to help him?
What?
Can you imagine what it might be like if Snoopy fell in a well and Charlie Brown said, "Oh well, guess I can get a new dog now"?
What?
Can you imagine if Scooby-Doo were to bail on his friend Shaggy and let him go chasing after monsters all alone? It's unthinkable, right? There are certain characters in movies and TV and books that just go together. Like, who is Anna without Elsa? And what about Sven without Kristoff? Woody without Buzz? And while Batman doesn't always have Robin, he never leaves his crime-fighting friend in trouble if he can help it. And Scooby and Shaggy, they're best friends. So are Kristoff and Sven, and so are Batman and Robin. Today, we've been looking at stories of friendship. Friends are faithful to one another, and they won't let anything, I mean anything, come between them. We've talked a lot about best friends in the Bible today. We heard about Moses and Aaron, David and Jonathan, Elijah with a J and Elisha with a S, Ruth and Naomi, and Paul and Silas. But we haven't talked about the ultimate friendship, the one the entire Bible is about. And that friendship is the one between you and God. The entire Bible from cover to cover is about this friendship. God created the world and everything in it, and God made all people, you and I. But people, they sinned, they messed up, just like we mess up over and over again. God is in the business of making broken things whole again. He saw us messing up again and again, and he sent his son Jesus to be the fixer, to be the payment for our sin, to make a way for all humans to be friends with God again. God gives us the ultimate example of friendship. John 15:13 says, "There is no greater love than to lay down one's life for one's friends." Jesus shows us the ultimate example of a friend that we can find in the Bible and in life. He laid down his life for us, for those who he loves, for us, for his friends. This is Jesus, the King of the entire world, choosing to call us friends. Jesus is the most encouraging friend of all. He will never leave you, and he promises you hope and love. He promises to be there during the happy and the sad, to walk with you into scary situations, and to guide you through life. He promises that he works all things for the good of those who are trusting and following him. He promises to make our hearts more like his heart, if we'll let him. So, since Jesus is the ultimate example of a friend, we should try to be a friend like Jesus. Encouraging, loving, and loyal. God wants something better for us. He wants us to be true friends who put the needs of our friends ahead of our own wants. When times are good, he wants us to celebrate with our friends, and when times are tough, he wants us to be loyal. True friends are rare, and when we find those special people, it's important that we show them what they mean to us. We need to let our true friends know how much we appreciate them and that we love them. We should be sure to tell them how much we value their friendship. One of the best ways to do that is to be a faithful friend yourself. Don't let silly arguments, anger, or yourself come between you and your friends. And don't forget to thank God for the faithful friends that you have. Faithful friends remind us of the friend we have in Jesus. And when God puts someone like that in our life, we need to show our gratitude. A true friend is a friend at all times. Friendship is a very important part of living with God, and friendship with Jesus is the very best part about life with God. Thank God today for choosing you as a friend, and thank God for giving you good friends to go through life with. Thanks for hanging out with me today, friends, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye!